I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a great day, so unfortunately every silver line has a cloud, so unfortunately stuck with me for the next 5 or 10 minutes. I was quite worried about this speech, but after listening to Matt's earlier, I'm not that bothered. So, first I'd like to thank everyone for coming, making this day special for Matt and Meg. I'd also like to thank Meg's mum and Matt's mum and dad for bringing him into the world, reiterating what Kerry said. Bridesmaids, you all look lovely. We had a great picture earlier. I'm sure you all hold a special place in Meg's heart. And Meg, you look amazing. I even shed a tear as you walked down the aisle, which is not something I'd normally do, but you brought it out of me, so. Matt, you look pretty fit as well. I'm not too sure about that Southampton t-shirt, but whatever, we're in Southampton, so. For those who don't know me or don't know me very well, I'm Ben. I'm Matt's best friend. I've known him for over 22 years. We've grew up together, played together, drunk together. We even slept together on a few occasions, but I'll leave the context out to you. The only time in 22 years I've let Matt down was on his 7th birthday. I couldn't attend his birthday party due to an unfortunate incident where I fell off my bike and caught my nether regions in the chain. I had to have a little trip to hospital to have some special cream put on. So I'm hoping this speech isn't number 2. I'll move on to the meat of the speech now, so the story's about Matt. I felt a lot of pressure writing this speech. With knowing Matt such a long time, I didn't want to let him down or embarrass him too much. The pressure was increased this morning when he pulled me to one side and said, Ben, if you do a good job on this best man speech, you can definitely be best man next time I get married. So the pressure's a little bit on to make the next bit alright. So. Matt, I apologise if I make this too bad for you. I've tried to keep it PG because I know there's kids and grandparents and stuff around, so I won't mention the strippers or that sort of jazz. We'll leave that for another time. It may surprise a lot of you that Matt once had It may surprise a lot of you that Matt once had a run-in with the law. It was some years ago. He was about 14 years old at the time. He had a collection of lighters. I don't know why, but he used to collect lighters, all different variations. And we was out one night, and he had one of these lighters with him. Some kids had been setting fireworks off in the village in bins. He showed me this lighter, and it was a really special one, so I really wanted to have a look at it. It set a really sort of high flame. It was like a blowtorch type lighter. And being a bit of a pyromaniac, I was quite intrigued. So I took the lighter off him and I was having a play with it, and a police car pulled up, and they said to me, "Whose is that lighter?" So me being the good friend that I am, with the police being involved, I pass it back to Matt and say, "It's his, it's not mine." So the police took his details, confiscated the lighter, and they weren't very happy with me, so that was that. Moving on a few years, now the next few stories mainly involve alcohol, because most of my memories of Matt involve alcohol, including the time we met Meg, but I'll go into that a little bit more detail later. So we had a New Year's Eve party at my house. I was about 16 at the time. I can see by his face he knows what I'm going to talk about. So we were about 16 at the time, and we were real men at the time. You know, we could drink the world. We had some builders hats that had little holders with straws that connected 2 cans. So we were drinking 2 cans at a time, as you do. You know, really tough guys. 4 cans later, we both can't walk. But Matt was a little bit worse than everybody else, so he's stumbling around my house. He's breaking glasses. He's spilling stuff. And then he started being sick, obviously. When my parents came home, it was about 1 o'clock. They came home, and the house was a tip. I was trying to tidy the house up, sober as I was, and Matt was being sick in the toilet. So my dad went upstairs to use the toilet, and there Matt was with his head in the toilet, being sick. So my dad couldn't use the toilet. We weren't very happy about that. Later on in the evening, though, when we eventually settled down, I fell asleep in the lounge. Matt was next to me, and I woke up to a sound of. The only way I can describe it is a cat coughing up a fur ball, or a really haggard, sound. And I said, Matt, what are you doing? You're being sick? No, mate, no, I'm not being sick. I'm fine. So I took him for his word, put my head back straight into the pile of sick he just chucked out, which was nice. As I said, alcohol played a big part in me and Matt growing up. Also in the fact that Matt and Meg are together, because if she was sober, she probably wouldn't have looked at him twice. And the story he told about Meg pointing at him, she was actually pointing at me. But I swiftly moved on, and then obviously she caught his eye, so there we are. That was that. So one of the stories I've got of him was on his 21st birthday. I thought it was his 19th, but Meg just corrected me when I was just running through my speech with her to make sure there's nothing in there that she didn't want in there. A few of the guys decided we'd buy him a decent drink for a change. So we all chucked a few quid in, and we bought a pint of top shelfers, as we call it. So vodka, whiskey, brandy, rum, a little bit of lemonade in there for good measure. At one point, the barman just refused to put any more alcohol in there. So we passed it him to drink it, and Matt being Matt, necked it straight down. 30 seconds later, he was being sick, couldn't really walk. The next day, we all used to play football together, a team called Castlewood United. There we go. And so he drunk. He was obviously he didn't turn up that day. John, his dad, came to football, and I asked him where Matt was, and he singled me out. I don't know why he singled me out. Pulled me to one side and said, "I don't want you bleed onto Skiddy. Can't get out of bed is in a right bad way." So I felt kind of guilty because I knew exactly what I'd done to him. Well, not me personally. And so I gave him a call. He didn't answer. I called Meg. She didn't answer. After the game, I managed to get hold of him. And, I said, "Matt, you all right?" And the noise at the end of the phone was just. He rung me a couple of days later and told me he'd just recovered. So sorry about that. He carried on this alcohol theme into present day on his stag do. He paid a busker £5 to play Wonderwall, befriended a homeless person, lost James and had to pay 30 quid for a taxi home alone, which was good for him. So. But Matt's a top friend to me, and he always has been. This is a bit where I'm going to try not to cry, but it's quite emotional. Matt, I love you from the bottom of my heart. I always have and always will. I'll always be there for you and Meg if you ever need somebody. Seeing you get married to such a wonderful person today has made me unbelievably proud and happy. And I'd like a round of applause for Matt and Meg initially. I've got two children as well, and one of the proudest moments for me is the fact that my kids call Matt and Meg Uncle Matt and Auntie Meg. Lola, which is my oldest one, actually loves Meg more than she does Matt. When Matt comes round, she's a little bit disappointed. She always says, "Where's Auntie Meg?" because Meg will play on the trampoline with her or play with the toys, where Matt just wants to eat sweets. Her sweets, I might add. He never brings any of his own. I'm sure you're going to grow old together. I'm sure you're going to have many memories together. I'm sure I'll be included in some of those memories, mainly drunken ones, I'd imagine. Although we have calmed down a little bit. That's the sentimental bit over with, so I managed to get through without crying. Now, fate brought Matt and Meg together all those years ago. Obviously, you've heard the story that she wasn't supposed to go on that holiday, so that's that's history now, and here we are today. But on Meg's hen do, Matt got involved with something with Meg where he gave some questions to the bridesmaids, and they played a little game of Mr. and Mrs. So to seek a bit of revenge on Matt for putting Meg in an uncomfortable situation, I'm going to invite him up to the front, and I'm going to ask him a selection of questions about Meg that he should know. All being well, this should be just a bit of fun. If not, she might actually leave him on the before the wedding night's finished.
Sorry about the
Hi, Matt. Come and stand here, pal. Come on, let's have you.
I thought we were singing a song.
Recently, skip now. Okay, I'm going to ask some questions. I've got 6 questions.
Go for it.
I've got 6 questions for you. Some are easy.
Yeah.
All of them you should know because she's your beloved and you've known her for a long time.
Cheers.
Here's the first one for you.
Yeah.
Can you please tell me Megan's shoe size and eye colour?
I don't even know this one. Eye colours, she's always described as grey.
Incorrect.
No. It's green. It's green.
Incorrect.
Blue?
Yeah.
You've always described as grey, yeah? Meg, talk to me.
Anyway, let's move on. Shoe size, please, as well.
Shoe size 6.
Incorrect.
That depends what shoes. Go for it. I'm not lost already, but what's next?
Right, the shoe size is 5. Next question, Matthew, which you should know as well. What is Megan's favourite film? That's film. Would you like a clue?
Yeah.
It's got Morgan Freeman in it.
No.
Maggie, you alright? You alright about this? Yeah?
At the moment we're watching Homeland, but that's not a film. That's episodes. I'm going to pass on the film situation.
Meg, what's your favourite film? Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Obviously. If you don't get this one, I swear there will be a divorce in the full.
I'll take it back.
What was Megan's favourite holiday?
I know.
What do you mean?
Yeah, but I want to say Caledonia.
Correct, leave it at that. Next question. What is Megan's celebrity crush?
Could be Chris Diamond.
Wish I had his cash.
David Gandy.
Who is David Gandy?
He's not a celebrity, he's a model, eh?
Is he? Alright, you got one correct. 2 more questions.
Yeah.
Meg's
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
job.
Referee.
Referee! Good. Last question, which I'm sure you're happy about because you get to see the back of me and get some more drink down your necks.
Yeah.
Come out the way with my microphone. Jeez. It's my moment.
I was used to being.
This is my moment. Last question. What is Megan Skidmore's, nonetheless, claim to fame?
She once refereed Theo Walcott.
Incorrect.
Oxlade Chamberlain.
Incorrect.
She fell in love with me. I don't know.
Incorrect. Alright, I'll Meg, what would you claim to fame?
When Man United came to the Dell once, David.
Oh, get out, man.
When Man United came to the Dell, David Beckham mooned the crowd and he pointed it right at her. Shows how much you know about Meg then. Everyone like to give Matthew a lovely round of applause for ruining his wedding night. Wedding rings off. Right, you'll all be pleased to know that I've not got a lot more to say. Probably another 14 or 15 minutes. So if you can all bear with us that long. No. If you'd all like to stand and raise your glasses. And I'd like to propose a toast to Mr. and Mrs. Skidmore. Thanks.